second now. And we'll click until the clock changes. There we go. Hey everybody. Good evening. Blessed be. It's me, Luna the Zen Witch, here in my birthday week. And check this out. Am I adorned like a goddess or what? I just tonight, I got this from my dear friend, who's going to stick her hand out right now. One of my dearest friends in all the world, the amazing Darcy. And she presented me with this beautiful crown, this glorious antique green pendant, which I am in a green phase right now. And then, check this out. I suppose you were looking at it for like 5 minutes before I got on, but isn't it amazing? It's this beautiful black mirror. There's the goddess of Willendorf at the top, and Cernunnos from the Gundestrup cauldron on the bottom, and pentacles on either side. And so, I mean, I haven't had this in my hands for even an hour. So we get to dedicate it tonight, and I want to show you the rest of my birthday haul, because my birthday was on Lammas, and like it is every year for some reason. And I got some really great stuff. So let me show ya. There we go. So my daughter, who has bought me many, 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 many of the decks in my collection, picked two, not having my wish list, but she just picked these two because she thought I would really love them and was praying I didn't have them. And they have been at the top of my list for a while. Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot isn't, look at this. I mean, sorry you don't get to see these tonight. I know I'm cruel. But I will do a review of them like within this week. You'll see both of these decks, Friday and Monday. And then the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Look at that. Oh, oh, oh. So, very exciting. New decks, new bedecking, new bedecks. So I'm very, very grateful. It's been a wonderful birthday. It's been an interesting birthday. We have, let me open up my solar fire real quick. We do have some big change that happened this week, and then that is that Mercury has gone into Leo. And I don't know about you. I mean, we all know what it felt like under the retro. Hold on a second. Yes, it is now at 1 degree of Leo, but we know what it felt like under that retrograde. But it was under retrograde in Cancer when it puts that emotional overlay on our mental processes and on our communication, which is what Mercury stands for, and on our day-to-day logistics, scheduling things, working things out, getting from here to there, you know, how you work through your day. There was just that emotional overlay and that moodiness of Cancer, that emotional changeability of Cancer. Hey, thanks, Brad. Thank you. And now with Mercury going into Leo, I can feel this clearing. It's like suddenly the mist goes away, although mist is more Piscean than Cancer, but Cancer is, you know, just the waves of emotion. And suddenly we're out on dry land in the sunshine. And you can think clearly, and it just, things started moving forward for me when Mercury shifted signs. So I hope that you're feeling the same kind of clearing. Tonight, aside from dedicating my mirror, which I think I might do that right now, look at this. I mean, it's just, I want to start trancing out just looking at it in front of me here, you know? So I'm going to throw a little bit of Fire of Azrael, which, as you may know, is a blend for divination. And the blend is sandalwood, cedar, and juniper. And I just do equal parts of all of them. I've being very mindful because I'm terrified something's going to happen to it already. Yep, I think it's going to be time to do a little bit of rearranging on the altar, or this might just have to stay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Tonight, Darcy's going to pitch in with readings too. So let me, I don't know. I could move things a little bit. No, I'm not going to mess around with it. I'll just lean. When you have something to say, just start hollering and I will lean so they can see you. Okay? Okay. All right. I'm going to put the mirror over here because I don't want to just be laying cards all over it right now. Okay. The decks I'm using tonight, I've got Barbara Walker Tarot and I've got the Elle Oracle. I wanted to look real quick here too. I'm sidetracking myself all over the place tonight. I do not apologize. Okay. See, we're at Pisces moon. That's why. Moon is creeping up on Neptune. We're not anywhere near a conjunction. We're still 10 degrees away, but still a Pisces moon. That's where my moon is. I have been on the edge of trance all day. So that's really good for readings, and it's showing up in the first house of this chart that I'm looking at. So that's good. That means we can put out good messages. Sun in Leo is creative. It's playful. So let's play. Let's have some fun. And I need to get out my, I use the karma cards. And Darcy, what decks do you have over there?
I have the Tarot of the Orishas, and we also have the Kuan Yin Oracle.
Okay. Tarot of the Orishas and the Kuan Yin Oracle. Kuan Yin I've used a lot. The Tarot of the Orishas I have reviewed but not used. So, and here I have the karma cards, the signs section, so we can determine who we're reading for randomly. Okay, let me get the charts out of my way so I can see what's happening. All right. If you're watching, check in and say hi. Last week, okay, Libra is flying out. Libra obviously needs some attention right now. So, but first, before we go to the advice cards, I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to uncork my water. And I offer water and light and incense to Spirit and to all my guides and guardians, to my ancestors, any spirits that are here to bring benefit and bring information. Please come and lend your aid so that clear information can come through, and especially so messages that are helpful, instructive, insightful, things that help people be where they are and move forward from there, so that those may come through. I invite you in now for the highest good of all concerned. Welcome and blessed be. Okay. So, the thing I don't know is what I'm doing. Like, am I doing one card? I think I'm going to do one from the Elle and maybe two from the Barbara Walker, because Barbara Walker has keywords and it can be extremely interesting to look at keyword cards in a series. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm looking at something on my desk here going, what the hell is that? It's this thing. It's like, it looks like a platform. What? Yeah, I just, brain stopped for a minute. Well, it's the lid for the thing I keep my incense in. Okay. So I am scaring myself and jumping and then laughing at myself for jumping. As who was the one that said that? I don't remember. Oops. All right. For Libra, I'm going to shuffle the Barbara Walker to wake her up a little bit. This is if you have Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. How do you know your rising sign? By the time of birth. After World War II, it was federal law that the time of birth be recorded on the birth record. So even if you have a fancy birth certificate that doesn't have a time on it, you can contact your county or city or state health department, it varies, and ask for a copy of the birth record and pay $25, I don't know, and get your birth time. Okay. This is for Libras. And then they're telling me 3 off the top. The Empress, Oppression, and the House of God. I have to tell you, I took a couple throws from this deck earlier this afternoon, and like this one came up in both of them. Oppression. Oppression came up in both of them. Har, 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 har. So, on the one hand, Empress on one side talks about your resources, the abundance that you have, the things that feed you, the material things of life all around you, and plenty of this mindset of plenty. Ten of Wands is oppression, and I'm hearing American Dream when I look at that, and then Ten of Wands is talking about definitely oppression. It's different than the standard tarot because they're not carrying the wands, but he's like falling on these sharpened sticks in a pit. So is that any better than the Ten of Swords? I don't think so. So you may be feeling like you're under something really oppressive, Libra. Maybe there's financial problems. The House of God talks about swift and sudden change. So that's Uranian energy. It says the ground rocks and rolls a little bit. But there's going to be change. This is one of the cards of change. There will be change. It will be swift and sudden. And I would think to bust you out of an oppressive situation, that's a good thing. Okay? Empress does say there are resources there. So it's an interesting setup. But I would say, Libra, just take a care with your resources, be extremely careful with them, be extremely frugal with them, and but at the same time, do what you absolutely need to do with them. Okay? Now, let's take a look at Elle. And this, too, I took a couple throws with this deck, and the same 2 came out. That's not one of them. All right. Here's who wants to talk to Libra. Her name is Jocelyn. She who persists. So she's saying, hang in there. Change your perspective when you need to. Get a new point of view so that you can keep going. Defiant and persistent so that you can persist. The reframing how things are in your head sometimes can be the difference between keeping going and not. So, yeah, a shift in perspective is definitely called for. What you got back there, Darce?
We've got the Kuan Yin cards,
Okay.
and the first one we have up is the Sisters of the Rising Sun. And this one has to do with working in cooperation with other people right now. And though even it's a time of darkness, that there will be the light again, it will return. And just, it's good to do things by yourself and be alone. But if you can work in concert with other people or try to help groups coming together, even if it's on Zoom, to try to change things, be creative, get outside of yourself and outside of your head, talking to other people, communicating, and that's a good thing to be doing right now.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. There you go, Libra. I mean, it's so interesting to see the things that keep coming out over and over again when you do a batch of readings. There's always a theme. I know Darcy and I would experience it when we would go and do these, big Halloween parties and fairs and all kinds of things. And at the end of the day, it would be like, what was your theme? And we would very frequently have the same theme cards coming up. It's like everybody that came got the Ten of Swords. So, okay, Virgo is who's up next. I'm just going to cut shuffle now. I did have one fall out. Okay. Ruin. Oh, my God. This is going to earn a place next to the Russian Gypsy. Okay. Let's do 2 more. Queen of Wands in the World. Okay, Virgo. And what did I just say? What's the theme card? Ten of Swords. You know what flew out? The Ten of Swords. So that lets me know they're listening to us and they're talking to us tonight. It's always nice to have those little confirmations off the bat that let you know they're listening. So, Ten of Swords talks about something getting as bad as it can get. Crash and burn. And sometimes when it comes up, it says that there is a situation that cannot be salvaged, that just needs to fall. So Virgo, look at where you're putting energy, where it's just already in ruin. All right? Something that's just obviously not going to go where you'd like it to go. And think about letting it fall, because it's already there. Let's say not just letting it fall, not trying to revive it. Okay? And then Queen of Wands in between. Hell, I'm going to look her up in Barb's deck. She, obviously wands are fire. In this deck as in many tarot decks. So, Barbara says, she stands for fiery qualities, warmth, ardor, illumination, benevolence, comfort. See, she's got a snake here instead of a cat in her lap, but it's that comforting kind of thing. Accompanied by danger of destructiveness if she's not treated respectfully. So a woman that stands up for herself. So it's talking about letting a situation fall. Stand up for yourself. Don't be sucked in to something that you can't save. Okay? And then the world opens up to you. The world card says then it's, all access pass. But we need to recognize where our efforts are already trashed and stand up, set a boundary, and then the world is your oyster, as they say. Oh, and okay, so they're flying out tonight. Let's see who else is here. Hi, sun to shine. All right, we have she who is wild, sauvage, and she who avenges, nemesis. Okay, with the Queen of Wands, Virgo, time to stand up. Stand up and say what you have to say. Mercury is in Leo. Boy, oh boy, can you say what you have to say? Yes, my Aries friend back there?
Yes.
So, you may have to let someone know. It says revenge, outcomes, and justice. You may have to let someone know what the consequences will be if they ignore the boundary that you're setting. And, wait a second here. And then sauvage, give yourself some wild time. Give yourself some fun time where you just let go of your agendas, you let go of your critical mind, your discriminating mind, and go out and have some damn fun already. Okay? You deserve it, Virgo. All right, what you got back there?
Oh my God, this is too funny.
Okay, say it loud.
Okay, this one's too funny. It's the many hands of the goddess. And that one also has to do with what you were just talking about, okay, which is really funny. But it's also using your arms to nurture yourself at this time and getting out into the nature and using that as a form of healing at this time. A lot of people are having a lot of emotional problems and a lot of different things happening, and just get out there with the trees and hug a tree if that's what you can do, since we can't hug humans.
I know. All right. Yep. Okay, who's up next? Uh-oh. I've buried my karma cards. Oh, no! Here we go. I've got the window wide open, I have to tell you. The woods are just spectacularly green. The husbands are outside having a fire right down there. You can look out and see. And it's fairy fire because it's got green in it, and it's really pretty. And we're up here playing, but it's getting nice and cool, so hopefully I won't be sweating buckets by the end of tonight. Okay, who's up next? Sagittarius. And you know what? I'm going to do another little bit of Fire of Azrael there, as if the cards aren't already talking enough. This is just an offering to them. That's a gift. All right, Sagittarius. Ooh. Well, that's a wad, so I will shuffle from these and take 3. So that's what I do. If a huge chunk falls out and I'm only, limited to a certain number, then I'll just pick them up, shuffle, take the number that I want, and put the rest back. Okay. So protection, failure, grace. We've got 10 and 7 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups. So protection and failure together says to me that there's, even though you might stumble and fall or get right to the edge there, you're going to be protected from failure. Protected from things, completely going under, financially, physically, with your physical resources, since that's Pentacles. And then we've got grace on this side, which is accepting failures with grace. So remember that success and failure and good and bad is just a matter of how we choose to define things. That's the reframe I was talking about. Is what if I look at it this way? And one of my favorite things when the shit hits the fan is just, please tell me quickly how this is the best thing that could possibly have happened to me, and start imagining how. I don't know what that bird is I'm hearing out there. Interesting. So grace just means accepting that the wheel goes down as it goes up, and accepting those down times without kicking and screaming, with looking at what's my part of this, what can I affect, what's my response to this, how am I going to be my best in this situation, and working that way, but then letting go of the rest. Okay. Elle. Okay, she wants to come off the top. And this is Mora, she who hesitates. So, Sagittarius, it's not too easy for you to hesitate. You're not the hesitant type. Sagittarius is a mutable sign. You're adaptable to any circumstance, but you're also a fire sign. So you adapt in a very big way, in a passionate way. So she who hesitates is talking about here maybe not plunging into the next thing right away. Maybe not plunging into big changes. Maybe going, hesitating a little bit until you know that your feet are under you, and then moving forward. But again, getting a little bit of stability, getting your bearings before you push forward again. Things are changing like mad, the same as they're saying, so restricted. And it's really, really interesting to strike that balance. So you can accept the changes with grace, then and hesitate from rushing into new things. I think you'll be good. Amazing, Dorothy.
Oh, give me a couple minutes.
Okay.
Still playing.
Okay. Let me see who's next here. I gotta quit putting that deck on top of this deck. All right, who's next is Aries. Ba-ba-da-da. All right. Whoops. You'll like that. All right. Aries, the moon in the middle, love on one side, work on the other. So, okay. Well, nobody loves life like an Aries does. Aries goes blazing through life with passion for every single bit of it. And as Ace of Cups, it says a new beginning of happiness. And this, like I said in the beginning when I was talking about Mercury going into Leo, the relief of Mercury not being under the sway of the emotional moon is palpable. And I feel like we are in this gap right now. I feel like we're sort of in a grace period where I am. Now, I know other places in the country are in totally different circumstances as far as COVID goes and the spread of it. Where I physically am and where we are in the county around us has been extremely quiet. And the people that I connect with are you know, we run a very, very tight ship. So, but I feel like even with politics and everything, there's like this sort of a gap where we're just sort of waiting to see what the next big thing's going to be here. So, where I was going with that, I couldn't tell you. Anyway, by September, I feel like by September, some things are going to be clearing up with some retrogrades going direct, but then there's going to be some other shit hitting the fan in true fashion. So, all right, so we have the Ace of Cups, new beginning of joy. Celebrate right now. Be in the moment, this one single moment. There's the ace, the one. When I studied tea ceremony, one of the sayings that they had was ichigo ichie, which meant one time, one moment, that you will never experience this moment again. So Aries, experience the moment, enjoy yourself, have a cocktail. Three of Pentacles on the other side is work, talking about mastery, finding a way to channel your energies and your talents, even if you can't be moving forward right now, even if you can't be like busting career moves. Moon in the middle there. Okay. Well, it's doing the moon thing with me, which is being dodgy and shadowy. So it's saying that there are some things, there is an undercurrent here, an emotional undercurrent that also needs to be dealt with, not just everything that's going on consciously. Keep track of how you're feeling emotionally, and also very much keep in touch with your intuition, with your psychic ability. Keep a very sensitive hand open to like the energies that are around you, and trust those. Trust those when we come up. You got anything back there? Are you still playing?
No, I've got
Okay.
the Orisha deck,
Yeah.
and I pulled out Ogun,
Yeah.
and he's the fighter, and he's in great shape. He's shown that he's slaying a dragon,
Uh-huh.
so it's good overcoming evil at this time. And the major colors of this card, of course, are green.
Of course. Yes.
And he is found in the forests,
Okay.
in the meadows, and on the mountains. So anything with nature and having to do with green, he rules over. But it's a time
Absolutely.
right now to be in your integrity, have your defenses up, be ready to go, getting yourself in good shape if you need to be doing that, or that's something that you're interested in, and also sharpening your mind at this time.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. So Ogun coming out saying it's time to, and as Darcy was saying before, we have to be physically distant from each other, but we don't have to be physically distant from nature. And I don't like, I always kind of, my back goes up when I hear socially distant, because we're not socially distant. We're physically distant. We can still be social with each other in a huge number of ways without putting each other at risk. So yeah, and when you need that physical connection, because that's what we do miss, when we can't hug each other. So you can go out and feel that physical connection with nature. You can lie down on the grass, lay down on the earth, like Darcy said, hug a tree, sit up against one. Okay. For Aries. She who resists, Audaz, fearless, justified resistance. So there's Ogun the warrior.
Yep.
And yeah, so Aries is Aries always. And so what are we resisting, Aries? What is she telling you to resist?
We're resisting everything.
So we're resisting everything. Yes. Okay. So maybe the message here, Aries, is that you need to let in the goods. Don't resist all of it. Pick and choose. Decide what it is needs to be resisted. What are you not going along with in your life? Put up those boundaries and then embrace the rest of it, like the Ace of Cups, the love card, is saying. All right. Next is Scorpio. Ooh, you know what I want? I want a little bit. This is lotus oil. Oh, pure lotus essential oil. I want a little bit of my third eye with my crown here. I feel like a fairy princess. Now I smell like one too. Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising. So this one's for me with my Scorpio rising. All right. Success, alliance, and Kali, the Queen of Swords. So success and alliance. Darcy was just talking a little bit ago about joining with people and collaborating with people on things, and we were talking before we went live about a couple ideas that I'm knocking around that might be real fun for you guys. So it has to do with collaborating. So Scorpio, congratulations on the successes in your life right now. Pay attention to those successes. Be grateful for those successes. Don't forget to say thank you. And alliance, I'm looking at, there's the sun side and the night side here. So this is also talking about allying with your complementary spirit in you, your animus, your anima. If you're female, you have the anima, the male that is in spirit, the male, other half of you. That balances. It's like the yin yang. So alliance not only with other people externally, but alliance with yourself internally as well. And then Kali. Oh, Barbara, what have you to say on Kali? She say, like the Queen of Spades, she seems cruel, but only as cruelty inherent in the natural world. Her card means fatal decision, philosophical subtlety, swift action, separation, privation, or widowhood, the eternal condition of spouse-destroying Kali, the original Black Widow. So, wow, what a scorpionic card, eh?
Telling you.
Destroying Kali goddess is in classic pose, squatting over the corpse of her consort, devouring his entrails. India's Kali Ma was one of the most terrifying versions of the mother's death-bringing aspect. Though she also appeared as beautiful virgin, tender lover, and mother, identifying themselves with her consort, her male worshippers said no man could comprehend her totality until he knew her as his terror and devourer. So Kali is that inevitability of death and the dance of death. And if you think about where we would be if there was no death, there would be no life. It's both sides. And Kali, you look at her devouring entrails. I've always kind of gotten from her, when you think about compost and you think about when we die and your body goes into the ground and you become compost and you feed the earth, and mother who gave birth to you physically feeds off of you. So, and it's just that cycle of life, but it's a terrifying one because when you're alive, everybody's afraid of dying. So scorpionically, I would say, what the hell would I say here? Maybe soften up a little bit, Scorpio. Look at what needs to be transformed. Look at what needs to be devoured. We are into the harvest season now. Lammas is the first harvest festival. So it is time now for the death aspect to come in. We cut the crops down and kill them in order to harvest the grain, in order to harvest the corn. You slaughter an animal in order to eat their meat. Every plant has to die for you to eat it. Life feeds on death. So Scorpio is very familiar with this process, and Scorpio, just look at what it is that needs to be kind of devoured and turned into compost so that it can be transformed. And there goes. The one that showed up twice already today when I was working with these earlier, Valencia, she who stands. So it talks about being resolute and determined, not something a Scorpio has a problem with. But it's saying to draw on that resolute resilience and determination. Got 2 cents back there?
Yeah, I just picked out the dwarves and the gnomes,
Yeah.
and these elementals govern the circumstances around us, relating to social contact at this time, and context also. They act on material things, and they're bringing us physical protection at this time. And they are the very old, traditional, wise people. And it's nice that we put them around our house for our protection. Mm-hmm. And it's time to honor the earth, to honor these wise people the people in your life that are helping you at this time, listening to your intuition. And it's a time you will not stand now for being disappointed by anybody. You will not accept deceit or lies, and you will not be a partner to somebody else in it at this time. And most people right now are just worried about their economic situations.
Right, right, absolutely. So, Scorpio, yeah, Scorpio has never had much tolerance for people that bullshit. So, keep it up. Okay, let's see who's up next. Taurus. Oh, I can smell the fire. Darcy went to Starwood with me back in 2013 when I went and taught down there at what came to be known as Squishwood. To us and our friends, we were slip sliding all over the place, but what a time, as always. Okay, avarice is the one that flew out. Then we have seclusion and power. Holy crap, Taurus. Take a pill. Settle down. Settle down just a little bit, Taurus, okay? Avarice talks about just holding too tightly. It's the Four of Pentacles, and it's holding on so tightly that things weigh you down. And I know that it might be fine to sit here talking about, oh, let loose of things and don't worry if you're worried about getting an eviction notice. So, but the message here, Taurus, is if you are clamping down in need energetically, it slows down the flow of things. So it's a call to take care of your energies around things. If you have to really watch money, then really watch money, but don't let it turn into actual avarice, which is just I'm not willing to let it go even if I have it. Okay, so just keep that balance. Seclusion, yes, we're all there. Four of Swords. Taurus does okay with seclusion as long as they've got yummy things and nice smells and a warm bath and hot bread coming out of the oven. Taurus, as long as there are sensual comforts, Taurus does all right with seclusion. But it is talking about, and these two together, avarice and seclusion, just talk about that energy of kind of clamping down on things. So I know in the last few days I've been extremely tense, and I've had to really do concentrated relaxation meditation because my muscles have been so tight. So beware of that, Taurus. Then we have the Ace of Wands, which is power, and it says that there's a new start here, a new start of, look at that, that's raising the Kundalini. So when you relax your body, you can then tap into earth energy and really channel it through and get things started again, get going on things. These two, particularly the Four of Pentacles, has you locking down. All right? Now let's look at Elle Key. I can feel the jewel on my forehead shaking back and forth when I'm shuffling, and I love it. Okay. And we have Sauvage again. She who is wild. So get out in nature, Taurus. It's where you live. Oh my God, Taurus sitting on the earth, get in your garden. But, even if you pick out weeds, seclusion says maybe you're getting a little too internal and in the house. Just going out and sitting down on the grass and watching the bugs if you don't have a garden, or going to your garden, and if you sit on and just pull each little blade in a square foot just to get your hands on the earth and in the dirt. And it says untamed and wild and mysterious, so something like drumming too might be an awesome thing. Drumming, or just alone in your room, put on some jams and dance your ass off. Dance your ass off to get things moving, get your muscles moving again rather than locked down. Okay? What you got?
We have got the Dynasty of the Divine Mother.
Okay.
And her message to us is, the only wish for the Divine Mother Goddess is that all beings be spiritually free. The Divine Goddess calls us to realize our true nature, to fall in love with our own divinity. Enlightenment is the culmination of many small steps. Each one is a drop of water, forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within us. An ocean that washes away the fear, the separation, the scarcity, bathes us all in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within you, beloved. Let it shine each day.
Nice. Okay. Can you guys hear Darcy okay? Who do we got? We got 4 in there. Brad, Sun to Shine, whoever else is here, can you hear when Darcy's talking? I'm turning up the microphone all the way. But then I've got these crickets out here. And it's like I can imagine them being even louder. But we will have the video. All right. Who's next? Pisces. This is my moon. Here comes an ace. And here comes the other 2. Okay. Pisces. Reward, work, and Atargatis, who is the Princess of Wands. So certainly there's reward for work here, Pisces. Whatever you put in, you're going to get something out of it. And the Ace of Pentacles says it's something new. So you might find a new job opportunity, just some new start in the physical, new source of income, new place to live, new physical things coming into the house. And then 3 of Pentacles isn't just about work, but it's about mastery, work with a purpose, and work with skill. The 8 of Pentacles is apprenticeship. It's like bringing on new skills and learning how to do them. 3 of Pentacles is you've got the skill and you're taking things to the next level. So whatever little ideas you have, Pisces, about making, and I'm sorry about the little, whatever ideas you have that you're thinking are little about business ventures or starting something new like that, go for it. And let's look up the Princess of Wands. She says, oh gosh, let's read this whole thing. Floating between sun and moon, the sea goddess represents both giving and taking, her traditional breast offering pose countered by the dangerous, devouring vagina dentata. Like other forms of the Middle Eastern goddess, Atargatis Astarte Ishtar stood for both nurture and destruction. At Dur in Babylon, she devoured the phallic god Oannes and gave him rebirth, a myth later repeated as the biblical story of Jonah being swallowed by the whale. Well, her card means irresistible power, a perilous compulsion, symbolized by another of her totems, the spider. Though risky, her path might bring great rewards. Wow, so there's a lot of power available for you, Pisces, here. To get the, and I mean, she's the fishtail goddess. That's kind of funny. So maybe call on her for getting a new creative project off the ground. And there she is. Okay. She who thrives. Orchid. Oh, what a perfect one for Pisces. Orchid especially. Flourish, prosper, blossom. So Pisces, retreating Pisces. Pisces in general don't have a bad time staying home. So time for you to thrive in your environment, make it beautiful, make it something that is conducive to your creative energies, to being productive. Relax in it and thrive. What you got, Dorothy?
Okay, on this one we have the nectar of the lotus.
Uh-huh.
And this one's all about gaining more chi, getting into the connection right now. Even if you are alone, you can still be connected. And the divine nectar is our vital energy. It's the life force and the fuel for growth of all times. It's our peace, it's our power, it's abundance, and it is love and divine grace. It exists in the physical world and in the spiritual worlds, forever intertwining with each other throughout our life and through universe. When that chi energy or life force is replenished, we feel more creative, happier, more content, accepting of ourselves, others, life, and we're more able to flow into the harmony with the nature and the divine will. It's much more enjoyable way to live in balance and with the adequate chi than to be struggling to keep going at times where we would be more productive to love ourselves enough to stop, rest, replenish, and revitalize ourselves.
All right. Yep. So that's how you thrive, Pisces. You take care of your energy and make sure you're moving energy through your body. You know, sitting in a saltwater bath or an Epsom salts bath. Just get sea salt. Put like 4 big cups of sea salt in your bath, and sit in there and just soak up that. And what, you put a little bit of baking soda in it? It makes an electrical charge. I can never remember the proportions you're supposed to use, but yes, then you thrive, Pisces, and make the most of the situation that you're in. All right, who's up next? Gemini. Gemini is up next. Okay, Brad says he can hear you just fine. Turn this down a little bit so I'm not blowing their ears off. Okay, Gemini. Yeah, you see how far apart we're staying, and when we get up to move and get any closer to, I'm sitting next to an open window, we have masks to put on. And both Darcy's household and mine have just been ridiculously, I mean, we have basically been quarantining. Okay, I've got 2 here. No, I've got 3. I kept shuffling. I got 3. Okay, Gemini. Atargatis again, decline and success. Okay, well, this is an interesting one. So, Atargatis was talking about power, kind of ruthless power that I got from it. A perilous compulsion, symbolized by the spider. So she is kind of devouring. It's going to take me a while to get a grip on her. She represents both giving and taking. So she's kind of like Kali as well, the devourer. But this is one, so we're talking about fire and creativity. So is kind of a ruthlessness about her. Like they said, a perilous compulsion. I'm going to do it no matter what. That's ruthlessness. And decline next to it says it's time for that to go. Time for that to go. An attitude. So again, I'm kind of getting a theme through a lot of things of just softening. A lot of softening, especially since we're in this pause sort of in August. It's time to kind of reset into the situation that we've been in for 4 months and that we kept thinking was going to change. No, now we need to settle into another degree. But definitely the decline of this kind of raw energy. And then success on the other side of that is just that. It's success, but it talks about collaboration with someone else. Getting your ducks in a row, deciding what your creative projects are, coordinating them, and asking for help and getting it into a form that you can use. So rather than just raw energy, letting kind of that attitude decline and then into collaborating for success. I didn't feel that was very clear, Gemini, just so you know. The message wasn't clear for me. Okay, this one wants to come. And we have the same one as last time, She Who Thrives, Orchid. So again, Gemini, look at where you are thriving. Look at where everything is, how you are the boss of your life. How are you the boss of everything? How are anything you can find in your life, how are these things just right? Find the just right things in your life. And soften. Look at this soft orchid as opposed to that, You and Pisces both got this. You're both mutable signs. So talking about just being a little less ruthless and devouring, a little bit more soft, thrive, relax and blossom. It's late summer, blossom. Okay, you're up. Let me turn up. What are you looking at?
The one I've got is the sound of the fierce flute.
Ooh.
And that one has to do with discernment at this time. Your discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your spiritual intentions. Like a fierce-sounding flute, cutting through all vibrations with purity, intent, your discernment allows you to stay true to your values and your spiritual destiny without getting caught up in all the distractions. If you wish to grow spiritually through love, joy, peace, and abundance, then discerning becomes higher and lower vibrational choices. It'll be helpful at this time. Your discerning powers are growing. You're capable of your greatest discernment when you listen to your heart. Be able to let go of all the fear and the shame which can cloud your perception at this time. This oracle has come to you because you are in need of seeing a situation in your life from your heart rather than from appearances. Don't be afraid to trust your own vision, beloved. It will help you live your truths and take good care of your own soul at this time.
Okay. It feels so nice up here right now. I'm going to put a little bit more of our fire of Azrael. Thank the goddess for my open window because I'm not sweating buckets right now. Okay, Cancer is who's up next. Should have pulled those out. They didn't want to go back in. All right, those. I'm having a disaster. Okay. All right, I got a fistful here. I'm going to shuffle these together. They just exploded in my hands. Okay, for Cancer. Give me 3 off the top here. Success. The Wheel of Fortune and Romance. Okay. So, I've got that song from the 60s called Spinning Wheel going in my head. What goes up must come down. Spinning wheel got to go round. So success and romance go up and down, but with the bookends of success and romance, I would say things are on the upswing for you, Cancer. Mercury going through your natal sign, I mean, when it conjuncts your sun, it just brings that impulse to kind of communicate, but it also kind of drags Cancer into the mental realm where they're not as comfortable. So it looks like things here with Mercury going into Leo and out of Cancer, the sun being in Leo, there's a little bit of relief for you, perhaps. And so the wheel turns, and we've got success on one side. 2 of Cups is romance on the other. It talks about a meeting of the minds, someone that you can feel with, that you can feel simpatico with. So definitely, if you're not in a relationship right now, something might be on the horizon, and I'm sure there are new and creative ways that people are developing relationships these days. Someone in our town got married this week. She met the person she married as like right before lockdown hit, and they were locked down together, and they just got married. So talk about the acid test, and you know that they passed with flying colors, obviously. Okay. For Cancer, Shihu. We have Sauvage again. It gets a little redundant. It's like I should ask the decks ahead of time, tell me what 5 cards you want me to talk about over and over and over again tonight. And I'll just use those 5 cards rather than, you know, wearing all the other ones out. So, you too, Cancer, time to get out and to move your body. Move your body, wild abandon, have some fun, get drunk. You know, if you just let it loose. Let it loose. Sauvage is saying you need to just have a little bit of a wild good time. This does not mean going to a bar crowded with people who are not wearing masks. This means going out and spinning in your field until you fall down, you know, on something soft, hopefully. Or just, you know, like I said, drumming, or, you know, if you do ritual, just doing something physical and shamanic. I know that the daily yoga that I've been doing for more than a month now is just amazing for moving energy and keeping my body, keeping my back from going out, number one, but keeping the tension levels down in my body. So a little bit of a wild time there, Cancer, is what you need to do. Oh wait, what you got?
We have the card Reveal the Peacock Beauty. And this one has to do with the beauty of the peacock is breathtaking, with stunning lush colors unfolding in a graceful and proud display. You too are a great beauty, beloved. Within you resides a glamorous divine being of beautiful light with the ability to create as your divine birthright. The peacock beauty speaks to you of your creative energies rising to the sublime, inspired new levels as you are accessing the power of your throat chakra for higher creation. Your intentions, decisions, and particularly your words are becoming more powerful. Enjoy the wise use of this growing creative potency to express the beauty within you, asking for divine blessing on all your plans, projects, and your words.
Awesome. Say your prayers, you know? Say your prayers, all of you. That is when they talk about connecting with spirit and channeling divine energy. Just connecting, and whether you do mantras, whether you sing, whether you just do meditation, talking to spirit. Definitely. Okay. Capricorn. Let's see what we got for the old goats. Capricorn, whose sun ruler is retrograde right now and backing up into Pluto. Ay, ay, ay. Glory. Is that ever a Capricorn card? Oh my God. Glory, death, and happiness. How's that?
That's great.
Isn't that fabulous? Okay. So death in the middle says something comes to an end for good, that there's something here, Capricorn, that just really needs to be done for good and forever. You need to let go of it and, put it in the archives. Okay, and death, another of the cards of change in the major arcana, death says it ain't coming back. It changes and you'll never get it back. All right, so look at what is ended, grieve it properly. How do you do that? You grieve. You let yourself grieve something and say, okay, it's gone. And what's on either side? Glory and happiness. Six of Wands is the victory card. It talks about victory and success, riding in and success. So get everything that's in the way of your success out of the way. And happiness, Nine of Cups, the wish card is there as well. So make sure that whatever you're asking for, whatever you're putting out there, you're putting out in great, great detail. Frame your happiness in great detail. This is what success, glory, and happiness look like to me, and I am turning my back and closing the door and letting the death card take over the past of non-success or whatever was in the way in the past. Okay, then we have, guess who? Orchid, she who thrives, for the third time. Like I said, I think I'm just going to have the decks tell me what 3 to 5 cards they want me to hammer on about for the entire evening, and we'll leave it at that. So, Capricorn, soften up, you as well. Glory and happiness and death. And then just kind of let yourself be successful. So she who thrives in this context is talking about, what does it feel like to be successful? What does it feel like to be thriving? Okay? And I'm doffing my crown because I haven't fit it yet. And it's given me a dig in the middle there. But, oh, you guys, look at this. Look at this. Okay, wait, you can see it better with this. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? You may be seeing me get like super dressed up for for some of these things in the future because, got no place to go. And there's you guys. So, all right, what you got, Darce?
We have got Weave the Golden Future. I love that.
Indeed.
This one has to do is Kuan Yin is aware that there are opportunities and assistance waiting for you in your future embodiment. Do not lose hope. She wishes to assist you in drawing those future gifts into the present moment, where they can be of the most use to you. This oracle indicates that there is something special waiting in the wings for you, and if you wish to do so, you can receive healing and elevate your vibration so you are able to receive it more readily. If you have been holding a secret wish in your heart, perhaps to publish a book, to be a healer, to teach, to write, to sing, attract a loving soulmate partnership, or to spiritually awaken at a deeper level, take a moment to feel what that would be like for you in that heartfelt wish to manifest right now. Can you imagine the joy of it? Can you allow for that joy to be such a normal, ordinary occurrence that it could be part of your life right now? This is how you begin to weave the manifestation into this moment. Be bold. Dream big. Imagine what it would feel to live in your dreams now. Can you begin to cultivate those feelings now, irrespective of whether you see this manifestation in its physical form or not as yet? Sitting with joy in the heart, whether it relates to something specific or not, is magnetic to the good universe, which delivers to us what it is that we desire. It's like switching on your inner light on a higher voltage, so the special opportunities which are perfect for you can find their way more swiftly.
Right on. So what I was saying here with the happiness card, to dream in great detail, put those wishes out in great detail, absolutely. Get into that joy in your heart, put the details to it, and generate it. Hell yeah. Okay. Leo. To all my lions and lionesses out there, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Leo. Oops, here we go. Okay, he came out first, Debbie, and I'll do the shuffle thing with these since there's more than 3. And we have love and the Emperor. How Leo is that? Love and the Emperor and King of Cups. Hell yes. Love, romance, and bossiness. I think this is talking, the Emperor and love right next to it. Ace of Cups is talking about being master of how love moves through your life. Some people relegate love to relationships, that I want to be in love with someone, I want to, but they don't really look at all the love that is present in their lives, and that means love of yourself as well. Showing yourself love and romance and a good time, that's a very Leo thing to do, is go out and play. But the Emperor just says you are in control of how much love flows through your life. And paradoxically, if you're not feeling love, if you're just dying for a relationship in your life and you feel like nobody loves you and you feel unlovable, that's not going to attract someone's love, because they're going to look at you and go, yep, that person doesn't know what love is. And, there's a disconnect there. So, and then Devi, King of Cups, is mastery of the emotional realm. So love is not an emotion. I bet that's the first time you've heard that. Love is not an emotion. Emotions change depending on circumstances. They go up and down minute by minute. Love doesn't change. Love is a bond. Love stays. Even after you've had a horrible marriage and divorced somebody, you can still have that bond with them when you've been deeply in love with them at one point. There's something that never ever goes away. So King of Cups is talking about mastery of the emotional realm, which means that you feel your feelings, Leo. Let them be. Let them flow. Feel them. Listen to what they're telling you. Let them inform you. Okay? And feel them, because that's the juice of life. You don't get to feel like big happiness unless you're willing to feel all the rest of it too. Okay. And then we have the Elle key, and there they come, 2 of them. She who enfolds, entrant is her name. Etrent is her name. Swathe, embrace, self-care. And Jocelyn, she who persists. So she came up once before, but she's new. So Leo, time to be persistent about this, about the love and the care that you're giving yourself right now, being master of those things. And Etrant says she who enfolds. So, within your families, just enfolding the people around you that need attention. Well, I know that we can't embrace, Darcy's giving me these great gifts tonight. I can't hug her. It's driving me insane. But you can embrace someone energetically. You can embrace them. And during this time, we also need to learn new communication skills and how we communicate our care to the people that are around us all the time that we may not be able to hug like we usually do. Just to say, it's really great to see you. I love you. I like just being near you, Virtual hug. We do a lot of virtual hugging like this. So, yeah, and embrace your life. Embrace the Leo season. Claws. Got something for Leo?
Yeah, we just picked Dance of the Butterfly Queen.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And it goes right along with, of course, what you're saying.
Yeah.
A pure heart and sincere love attracts the divine grace. With the grace of Kuan Yin, Butterfly Queen, that which was impossible becomes possible now. Allow the Butterfly Queen to dance. She will bring healing and grace into your life situation now, beloved one, with the lightness of step and grace in her heart. Kuan Yin encourages you to be ready to receive her grace and to choose to let go of striving. Instead, turn to your heart, calling out to the unconditional divine lover and beloved Kuan Yin to dance her grace through your life now. Divine grace is not suddenly having valuable lessons taken away from you. It is an intervention of compassionate, unconditionally loving divine intelligence that helps you to realize that you have learned what you can now. It's time for you now to be assisted out of that situation, to be lifted up into a new vibrational experience. Turn your mind to the expectations of peaceful resolution and inspirational assistance at this time. Let go of all feelings of unworthiness. Butterfly Queen urges you now to let go of the heaviness of the situation. Let it all go. Allow your heart to become light as air, as though her butterfly dance was tickling your heart so lightly now. Her grace is reaching to you now, beloved.
All right. All about self-care. All about taking care of yourself and embracing yourself and loving yourself completely. And we have the last one, Aquarius, my favorites. You're all my favorites for one reason or another. I'm going to do a video once on why each of the signs is the best and why each of the signs is the worst. Because they all are. Everybody's, they each have their own way of being the worst asshole ever. Okay, whoops. So now, Aquarius. I don't know if you can hear my neighbors. There are people on either side, people down there that have 3 people living, and there's a couple people there, and they're out having a good time in this beautiful evening. Okay, House of God, which is the Tower, the 3 of Wands, Fate, and Virginal, the Queen of Cups. So, Fate and the Tower next to each other. Oh my God. Well, the Tower, first of all, is the Uranian card to me. That's Aquarius. Uranus's action that rules Aquarius is sudden, unexpected. It is the lightning striking the Tower. It's awakening. And I see the Tower as old calcified systems breaking down because they've been outgrown. They're crumbling and breaking. The lightning striking is God saying, enough of this shit already, and taking down what really, really, really needs to go. Fate next to it says that what goes around comes around. There are some things that are just going to crumble under their own weight. So Aquarius, Aquarius is a fixed sign. They don't like change unless they initiate it. And they do that at their convenience. They do that when they've had enough and it's time to update and change things, and then they are masters at change. But with things changing around them that they didn't choose, they can have a rough time. So here it's just saying let things crash and burn that need to crash and burn. They're fated to. Everything has to die. Everything that lives has to die. Even institutions, ways of being, systems, all that kind of stuff. Virginal, let's take a look at her. Queen of Cups always talks about psychic ability to me, and taking time to really connect with yourself psychically, emotionally, into your intuition. How's my body? How am I feeling about these things? So the situations in your life, putting your brain on those and going, what's my body telling me about them? What are my guts telling me? So she says, the Ice Queen stands in the cave of the heart. Her crystalline cup rests on an inaccessible mountaintop. In Virginal's glacial realm, the water element is frozen. Like her eastern counterpart, Durga, the inaccessible, she once represented the mountain mother nourishing her world suckling and remaining entirely indifferent to the adult male. Beautiful but non-sexual, she contributed some of her character to the medieval Holy Virgin. She stands for cold purity, dedication to high ideals, and apparent heartlessness, but may bring great spiritual nourishment. God, is that ever Aquarius? You know, Aquarians are really accused of being cold. What they are is detached. They approach things from the intellect. And so there's this sense of detachment, and they don't get emotionally bogged down in things. But of course, that depends on their moon. That depends on the moon that's in your chart, not just your sun sign. Still, it's talking about that detachment. So maybe, you know, if the relationship things are breaking down or whatever is kind of crashing and burning because it's time for it to go here, Virginal says, take a step back. Certainly be kind, you know, but take a step back from things emotionally. Okay. Ooh, hey, there goes everybody flying. I'm going to pick from the 3 that are upright. And what the hell, you're the last one. Let's put them all down. We have She Who Divines, Futura. We have She Who Avenges, Nemesis. And She Who Grants Wishes, Alice. Okay. So She Who Divines, Aquarians are the futurists. You know, they're the inventors. They're the new agers. So Aquarius, spending some time, like the Queen of Cups says, going inside and going, what is the next wave? And getting those wheels turning on the new processes and the new inventions you need in your life, the innovation you need. She Who Avenges, don't take no shit from nobody, is what she's saying basically. Deal justice where it's needed. And Alice, She Who Grants Wishes, wish, desire, hope. So be in your hopeful self rather than your cynical self, is what I'm getting from that. What you got for Aquarius?
On this one we have Immortal Treasures. And it says, just remember to take care of yourself too. An empty cup cannot be filling another. It is better to allow your inner cup to be spiritually filled and emotionally and physically replenished through the balanced self-care. A bit of indulgences balanced with loving discipline and boundaries that make you feel safe and secure within. To find the right way to care for yourself, explore what might work for you at this time. It could be yoga or meditation, a little sacred time each day to sit with a crystal, or just to talk through your heart with your guides. A health retreat, time in nature, a good book, or some time laughing and playing with loved ones. It's all about your ability to heal at this time.
Okay. Really interesting that the image was there of pouring water. You can't pour water from an empty cup into another. Aquarius is the water bearer, you know, so Aquarius, and people that aren't too familiar with astrology always think that Aquarius is a water sign because it's the water bearer, but it's an air sign. So it's saying that you do need to fill the emotional well and not just be in your head all the time. So that was really pertinent. And you skipped Sagittarius, so can you pull something for Sag?
Oh, we don't want them to feel left out.
No, we don't want them to feel left out. They'll beat us up.
See who comes up.
They'll beat us up.
This one real quick. Okay, this one is called the lotus throne. There are times when the path we can greatly benefit from assistance from others. In fact, these are almost always the times. A true spiritual master, teacher, guru, guide, or healer has the same role, to connect you with the conscious awareness to your own inner light, so that you may come to realize the spiritual power, authority, and the beauty that you are in truth is the same spiritual power, authority, and beauty that you may see and honor in them. Sometimes we might need an external guide to help us make that connection. Sometimes we're closer to our own divine wisdom than we consciously realize, yet we fall into the habit of believing that the others may know more of what is good or true for us than we do for ourselves. Sometimes out of habit and conditioning, it's just easier to see the divine light in others than within our own hearts. This oracle comes to you to guide you to trust your own inner teacher. It's growing stronger at this time. You have more spiritual wisdom than you might have thought you did. You need to acknowledge it at this time, and you'll benefit greatly from heeding your own heart's guidance. You are guided here to carefully discern the level of influence that you have or others are having over you. If your admirable willingness to be open, to learn, to grow, you are wise not to surrender your discernment. No matter how wise or powerful a teacher might be, it's wiser and more powerful still to always test what they seek to say to you by sitting with it in your own heart. Does all your guidance you have been following feel true to your heart at this time?
Okay. All right. Well, we've gotten the signs all done. So now I'm thinking, if anybody, I see we only have 3 watching right now, but that means, you know what that means? You can ask a question. So if you have a specific question, I'll do a 3 card on it for you, and each one of you can have that, because we've got like 9 minutes left. So 3-minute readings. If you want one, pop up a question right now. Okay? See, there's a benefit in being small. Not playing small, being small. If you're going to be small, play big. Let me see if the fire's still green. It looks pretty orange. It's pretty fire colored. We got the little color packets to put in the fire, and it's very cool. The green and the blue, and it lasts a long time. Whee! All right, well, the devil just popped out of the deck. So, time to think about our attachments. Where we are compulsively attached to things, where we are obsessively attached to things, where something has more control over us than we have over it. Okay. Tarot Devil recalls the early mystery cult's requisite meeting with the Lord of the Underworld, who would expound his secrets. He seems to be teaching. He represents physical and sexual forces, unconscious fears or desires, the power of the id, new self-knowledge in areas formerly suppressed. So, okay, unconscious fears and desires, but to me, you know, they show a man and a woman chained, but in a lot of decks, the chains aren't attached to anything. So the idea is that you are keeping yourself chained, you're your own prisoner. How do you let yourself out of this? So it's a matter of looking at what you're focused on and how focused you are. And if it's to the obsession point, as the devil indicates, then it's time to reassess. I don't know who this reading's for, but I'm doing it. Then we have the Judgment card and the 9 of Swords. Something definitely death and rebirth here, talking about things that need to, this is a card of change. It's a card of complete change. Change that starts from the inside. So this is saying, and I'm wondering if one of these cards is for like one of each of you. But Judgment card talks about the big reframe. The initiatory process where you kind of feel like you're waking up from sleep and, oh my God, I never thought about it that way before. I get it now. I see. And everything changes because you've had such a change of your way of seeing things, your perspective. So judgment card says going through one of those times, be conscious. Be conscious during it. And then Nine of Swords over here is cruelty. So, I mean, be nice. But, you know, I think the message there is, yes, the world is cruel. The world is very cruel right now. And there's a lot that we're attached to, as the devil says, the way, our old way of life. We think that we can't get along without it. We think that we can't change. Judgment card says clearly we can, because things are going away. You know, a lot of time, most of the time, in fact, I think we don't change until we're forced to. When things are comfortable and we're complacent, even if we feel they're wrong, even if we know they're not the best, better the devil you know. Hey, I'm comfortable here, you know, and we get complacent. But judgment says things are changing whether we want them to or not. The devil says we really have to detach from these now. We really need to unhook ourselves so that we can embrace the new. And that cruelty card is kind of stopping me. I'm gonna go here. There is a lot of cruelty going on right now. It's being exposed. It is incredibly cruel to send children back to school and teachers back to school with no safety measures in place. It is criminally cruel. It is really cruel not to let people be registering for the Affordable Care Act in the middle of a pandemic. It is really cruel to let unemployment benefits lapse for the hundreds of millions of Americans that are out of work right now. We are now in a financial slump that is worse than the Great Depression, and I think this one should be called the Trump Depression. The greatest of all. He wants to be the greatest at something, he is. He's the greatest at being the absolute worst. So we're in the Trump Depression. Life is cruel right now. So okay, I want Elle key, but I mean, the message I want to give you is, as Darcy said, don't give up hope. Things are changing, and that's a good thing. So here's the final for all of us here. And that one wanted to float off the top. Did you see that?
Yes.
It just went, ha! Okay. Eterna, she who becomes. Metamorphosis, transcend, journey. That's metamorphosis, the judgment card. And that's what she's saying too. It is time to rise up as much as you possibly can. If you're in dire financial straits, you can still rise up in spirit and in emotion and in creativity. If you can't, and you're in a place where you feel like you're just stuck and having a horrible time, please reach out to someone. Please seek the help that you need in order to survive and in order to thrive and in order to weather the changes. But Eterna, she who becomes, says she's constantly becoming. So whatever circumstances, she becomes the thing that thrives in those circumstances. So, so yeah, a lot of that metamorphosis butterfly energy going on there in response to the cruelty of what's happening in our world right now. So how are you going to rise above? How are you going to become the hopeful, powerful, spiritual servant of humanity and servant of spirit that we all need? You know, the more people we have. I have this water bottle that my nephew gave me that said Gordon Food Service on it. See what it says right now? It just says service. I scratched the other letters off, and I decided to leave the service as a reminder to myself that service is where it's at. And right now, I have a roof over my head and things are good, and I can serve you. So that's what I'm here to do. And help you find out how you can serve. And it doesn't have to be all of humanity, folks. The people around you, the people that you contact every day. You know, saying something to people who can't see you smile through your mask. I started doing the kitty smile. You know, you kind of squint your eyes at somebody, the eye smile. So you know, how can you lift somebody else's day up in the smallest of ways? And sometimes it's just by saying, hey, how are you doing? Or connecting, you know, making eye contact. So service doesn't have to be you're the savior of humanity. Humanity gets saved one person at a time, and you can be the person that shines light into someone else's life on any given day in the space of a second. So, she who becomes, let yourself metamorphose in each moment. Let yourself morph according to the circumstances you're in so that you can thrive. As Orchid, who showed up again and again and again tonight, said, it's time to thrive and find how you can discover how you're thriving in your life. Okay, you guys, and I see, boom, we're at 1:30, an hour and a half. So I'm going to let you go so I can hang out with my friends some more, and I can go out to the fire because I can smell it and I want to go play in it. Darcy does too because, you know, Aries and Leo. Fire friends. So thanks so much for being with me, you guys. If you feel like shooting me a donation, there's a link below, or there should be. I should see. Let me see. Look at my channel here. Uh-oh. I need to put a link. If you feel like it, I appreciate, you know, everything you send me goes towards decks, and I am at 187, and I just bought myself another one. It's called the Black Tarot. It's really gorgeous, and I saw it on Amazon saying it's not available right now, and I found it on eBay for like super cheap, so I'm like, yes, that's mine. So anyway, I am barreling towards 200 in the collection, you guys. Here we go. All right. Thank you to the ancestors and the guides and the guardians for all your information tonight. Thank you for the flow of information. I always like it when I'm sitting here talking and hearing what's coming out of my mouth as it comes out. So take care, everybody. I'll see you again on Friday for an Oracle unboxing and on Monday for another Tarot unboxing. And it will be the decks that I got for my birthday, so you can look forward to that. And until I see you then, take care, wear your mask, wash your hands, hand sanitizer, and connect however you can. I wish for you the very, very best. I'll see you later. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be. Say bye, Darcy.
Blessed be, everyone.
Blessed be.